Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the family. And if you're new, you know what to do. Press that button, subscribe, and stay here with our big family. I'm speaking in faith. But yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad to be here, and this is a get to know me video. Get to know me, get to know the real me, because I just realized I just came back. Hey, vlog. So this is the time to like get to know each other. Yo, am I even ready for the questions? So I asked people to send me questions, what they want to know about me, and they send me. So that's what I'm going to be responding to. Pambili neku answer. So it's a vunzwa. You know what I'm saying? So let me just start with the general stuff. My real name is not Violet Sibanda. My real name is Violet Sibanda. Yep. Don't even ask me how I got the Violeta. It happened when I was still in high school. You see that era where we used to write dear diary, what, nickname, blah 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 blah. My friend gave me Violeta because apparently it was, it was nice to call it out. And then that's how I got the name. And when I joined social media and whatever, just that's okay. I am 27 years old. I'm a wife and a mother of one. That sounds nice. Anyways, what else? I'm a makeup artist by profession. That's my full-time job. And I'm also a digital creator. What I mean by that is this. I have a degree in media and society studies. So I've decided to use my degree into the digital space as a creative, if that makes sense. Because I think, I don't know, I've never really tried looking for a job using my degree. I just decided to continue being an entrepreneur. I like the word. Continue being my sort of in myself. Why am I saying man? Continue being that one, entrepreneur. So that's what I do. Also influencing. I advertise for different brands, and yeah, basically that's it on the career path. And what else? Guys, kana munama zanofana utara zvokumba kuti I'm second, third born, whatever. Okay, fine, I'll just say it. I'm the last born in a family of 4 girls. Yes, the record, right? And yeah, what else is important? General stuff. Yeah, is there anything else I left? I don't know. So let's get right into the questions. Okay, maybe do I even say I'm Ndebele? Yeah. My dad was Ndebele, and my mom is not Ndebele. Apparently my mom grew up in Zambia. I don't know what that makes me. But then thing is, I'm a Sibanda, and Sibanda is Ndebele. But then I grew up amongst Mashona, so dinonzwa Ndebele mbichana like kancane ngiyadoba. You see, when someone doesn't know Ndebele, ngiyadoba. But yeah, I have Ndebele friends even at school and stuff. So I'm next. So let's get right into the questions. Yeah. And for some reason, there's yeah. But yeah, didn't understand, guys. So let's get right into the questions. I've asked people to send me questions on Instagram, what they would love to know about me. So those are the questions, and I'm just going to be answering that. Hopefully, we know each other better. The first question, which happens to be the most common one, is how you met your husband. How did I meet my husband? How you knew your husband was the one? Okay, slow down. How did I meet my husband? I know a lot of people won't believe me when I say this. We met on TikTok. Yes, TikTok. That application is where we met. This is what happened. I didn't follow him. He wasn't following me. We didn't even know each other. We didn't have any mutuals or anything. But then one day I was just chilling in my house and I was scrolling on TikTok like any typical girl, like scrolling and just seeing videos. And I bumped into his live. Someone's making noise. Sorry. I guess that was the neighbor's kid making noise. But yeah, back to the questions, how I met my husband. We met on live TikTok. He was live and I was just scrolling. And then he was preaching. But then I didn't know he was like really preaching, because to me he just struck me someone who was just talking about relationships. So I was like, this is interesting. Let me stay and hear what he's saying. So like, okay, let me stay. But then I was like, I don't want people to see me here. So I was just like, okay, maybe 2 minutes. So what he was talking about relationships, and then I wasn't in agreement with what he was saying. I had a different opinion. So I was like, and I think of this and this and that. I was like, oh, interesting. Can you join the live? I was like, now people are gonna see me. You see, when you join a live and then the notification goes to people who follows you, like, Violetta has joined the live or is live. So I was just like, yo. But then I was like, okay, fine, let me just go. There was nothing in my mind right now that time. I just joined the live and then started talking. There were other girls on that live. You see, like on TikTok, you can add different people. So I wasn't the only girl, but then I had a different opinion about the topic that we're discussing. Discussing. Okay, breathe. So yeah, that's how we met. After that, yeah, I started talking inbox, I'm not gonna get into details, but that's how we met. Let's get to the second question. Someone said, God's plan versus your plan, how that worked out for you. In all honest, it wasn't easy. For me, God's plan was a bit different to what I wanted, to what I had in mind. But I got to a point where I just had to obey what God wanted me to do. So that is in terms of, oh, by the way, I am a pastor's wife. Can you believe it? Yes, I'm a pastor's wife, which is part of God's plans. And I don't see myself as a pastor's wife. I love God. I love him so much. But I'm someone who's really never served in church. So I love being in church. I love attending, going to church, play my part. But I've never really served in church. And then now to become a pastor's wife, that was God's plan. But at the end of the day, it's his plan over mine. I had to just be like, you know what, God, if this is what you want for me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because at the end of the day, you know what's best for me more than I know. Because most of the time I plan stuff on my own, I always fail. And the word of God says what? We plan, but it is God who determines the outcome. Why am I preaching now? Anyways, next to the third question now. How I handled C-section recovery. You look so active. Okay, that's a very good question. So this is the advice I got from one of the nurses who were attending me before and after I gave birth. She said to me, the fastest way you can recover from a C-section is to be mobile. Get up and try to walk. Do not sleep. Do not like terera. Don't terera the pain, because waga terera movie not. So she really encouraged me to like try to take like 20 steps, 10 steps a day till you can get yourself back. And another thing is, you see, like, because the pain is like is it abdomen, that one there. So don't do this. Don't lean forward, so chest out and walk properly, because you don't want to heal over there, so that will become your body posture. So you need to like this. So that's what I did. And I also took 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks were very hard. Thank God I had help around. I went to my mom's for masungiro. I had proper help. My sister would bath me sometimes, and even my mom would help with the baby. So I would also practice like walking. And yeah, another thing is, I don't know if this works for other people, but for me, I'm someone who didn't want to drown into postpartum depression, or just the phase it on its own. I didn't want to drown, so I'd force myself to recover fast. I had to force myself to get my life back, because I will only function well if I have my life in the order that I want, like a routine. I'm a routine person. So okay, now there's a baby, tomuka, todai, torara, toenda kubasa, todai. Like I had to do that quickly. I did that, but still ndichi take things slowly. So instead of spending the whole day at work, I would only go for like 4 hours or 3 hours. By the way, my job doesn't even require me to like lift heavy stuff, so that was still okay. So by the time I was cleared with the doctor, I was already fine. And another thing is, I would make sure that I clean my wound. You see, I'm not such a methylated spirit, or better than cotton. I'll make sure that I clean it 3 times a day. So chakakurumidza kuti uomere, chakakurumidza. By the time I went for 6 weeks, ndatooma. So chakakurumidza kuoma. And just getting my mind occupied with other stuff rather than motherhood, or how is the baby breathing, blah 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 blah. I had to focus on other things like myself. How am I going to enjoy motherhood? How I'm going to celebrate my baby's birthdays. By the way, I celebrate 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, because why not? By the way, why not? Why am I saying by the way so much? But yeah, basically that was me. Right now, I don't even look like someone who's in 2 months postpartum. I've already grabbed my life back, because that is me. I made sure that I put my things in place. To be honest, I'm a planner, like when it comes to my life, not any other things. I made sure that I had help that I needed, so I don't take everything on me. So I looked for a helper. My mom came to stay with us for like 3 months. My husband would help, and I would always organize. Like my baby has what's it called? The tray that is everything that he needs. So in my absence, the baby's still fine. The baby's clothes are in the tray, the pump, whatever you need. That also helped to take the burden off me, so that I can focus on recovery. Because to be honest, C-section is just nice. The fact that the baby's just like boom, out, but the pain that you feel after is just too much. So I don't want to strain myself. I still want to vlog, I still want to do videos, I still want to do my makeup and go to work. I love my job so much. So I made sure that I put systems in place, and to thank God I have people around me who understand what I want, and they support it. Next to the other question, let's go. Guys, and I feel like sometimes how it's like without a full stop. So please, one day get up here with me. I'm working on it, like breathing in between. Like I'm working on it. Anyways, the other question was, how did you find your way back to God after past traumas, e.g. heartbreak, death of a loved one? How did you find your way back to God? Okay, so just for background sake, I grew up in a Christian home, but I didn't like have a personal relationship with God the way I was supposed to. I'll just go to church with other people. So, and then you know that phase when you're in uni, you're just going with the flow, everyone's going to the club, just doing things, you know. That was me. I went through that phase. And the time I lost my dad, because I lost my dad in 2022, right? I remember 13 February. That's when I lost my dad. That was the changing time, life changing. I don't know. That's when things shifted for me. I was put in a position where I had to say God, get to know God, because I was grieving, I was hurt and everything. So how I found my way back is through pain. Honestly, pain pushed me to God. It put me in a position where nothing around me could give me what I wanted, like the comfort. I remember I even broke up with a friend because, you know, what I did is like, you try to divert the real pain into other things so you can feel better. so you could be the villain. But I just lost my dad, so I just wanted to, like, you see, when people like hurt themselves, it's because they don't want to feel the actual pain they're feeling, so they try to feel the other pain. That was me. I lost relationships, friendships during that period because I was just numb. I didn't want to be loved. I wanted to feel pain. And during that moment, that's when God is like, I'm a father to the fatherless. So come to me. And I seeked him with a broken heart. I seeked him with so much emptiness. I seeked him with a grieving heart, with so much agony, to be honest. And I seeked him. Yeah, I just went to into his presence, and I presented my case, and he carried me through and through. He carried me through that phase, and before I knew it, I started having peace. I started feeling better, and I just realized this is my path, and I'm here to stay. So even when things started working out for me, I did not forget, because I realized my source of peace and joy is in God. So we're here to stay in God's presence. There's no other way. Why am I preaching again? Next to the next question, if that makes sense. Yo guys, this is tiresome, honestly, but you? I used to going to church. At the moment I wasn't going. My baby is too young, so I wasn't. When did you know that this was a turning point for you to pursue righteousness and purity? What? Okay, so I know it's shocking. Things shook me. Yeah, I was single for like, I was intentionally, emphasis on intentionally, single for like 6 months or 7 months, not tolerating anything, because I just wanted to focus on myself, to find myself, to intentionally pursue righteousness and purity without any disturbance. Why did you know that? Okay, how? Because I think it was how I knew. It was during that phase, because after the grieving, the loss and everything, I was at a point where I was like, okay, I now know God. What is next? I now know him, and this is good. I love it here. I'm here to stay. But what is next? And then I realized I had to work on myself. Like, I had seen so much. It was time for cleansing. Purity had to come first. So I'd stop drinking. That was a personal decision. I stopped going out, like partying. I had to stop. I exited so many relationships, like friendships and even the mutual part, because it wasn't in line, or it wasn't aligning with the person that I had worked so hard to be. Like, sometimes some people reminds you of your sinful life, and you don't want that, because equally yoked. Remember? Why am I preaching again? You guys make me preach. Why? Okay, let's get on to the next question. Someone said, how much is it to give basic corporate 24? Okay, so they have different charges. So because it's a private hospital, you go in and pay, but you bring your own, you come with your own gyna. So gyna, you pay your own gyna. So we paid our own gyna. The one I was going to for my reviews when I was so pregnant and everything. And then so they have is it executive suite, the premium suite, something like that, like the beautiful rooms. I think they go like for like 2.3, if I'm not mistaken. Really, I'm sorry about that. That was my sister's kid. So yeah, anyways, I'm back at it. I just wanted house tour video, especially the lounge and kitchen. Yo, okay, one day I'll do it. How you met? Okay, we answered that one. How did you meet? Okay, we answered that one. How do you study the Bible or struggle verses and literally where to start from? So this is the tip that I got from my therapist. um let's say you just don't know where to start, or you can Google faces. Like, let's say you're feeling some type of way, you're feeling um anxious, happy, or just grateful. And so it helps to know where to open. When you get there, before you even start pray about it, obviously you have a journal. A journal will help you. So this is what I've learned with in my own journey. I would read a verse, I'll read it again, and I make sure that my background, I am like playing music here. I'm listening to worship songs to just create the atmosphere too. And then I'll meditate on the verse. What you think is coming into your mind, what you think is your mind, most of the time for me, that's how God communicates with me. So I start putting it down. So when I start writing, I don't stop. One day I'll do a series of just reading out the revelation I've gotten from studying, like just one verse. So what I think is coming into my head, I start writing it down. And when I'm done, I read it out, and I just realize that was a revelation from God. And it is very interesting. Like, the things that God starts showing you is, okay. Someone said, your motherhood journey and being an entrepreneur wife, did it affect your girl's time out? Ooh. Okay. Motherhood journey. It didn't really do that. It didn't really affect. This is me. I was gonna get married, and I was anxious. Is it anxious? Nervous. That one. I was a bit scared because it's like, it's happening. It is, yeah. What are we gonna do? I have lived like about 5 years of my life alone, staying alone, not married. So I was kind of scared. But then I remember I had to pray about it. Say, God, equip me. I don't want marriage to like change me, change the things that I love. I wanted to upgrade me. I wanted to add flavor to who I am already. So I love creating content. I'm not gonna stop because I'm married, and God gave me a husband who supports me through and through. And I still am myself, to be honest, just with better titles now, or more titles now. So it's one of the things I had to pray for. It's like, I love makeup. I'm a makeup artist, and imagine I get married to somebody who doesn't like makeup. Yeah, what will I do? Honestly. But that's one of the things I prayed for, alignment with God. You know me, you know my personality. So bring me someone who's gonna understand that I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to explain everything that I like. They just support, like, baby, as long as you're happy. So it didn't affect me. I mean, I can still go for brunch, for lunch, for dinner with my girls. Like, I'm still me, and I'm so happy because now I'm able to pour into other people. Yeah. How did you start content creation? How did you meet Habi? How's being a mom? Advice for a 23-year-old. I was the content creation. It's funny. I just started. Remember the era when we were all creating Facebook accounts? When we used to update, like, oh, I'm feeling this type of way with Ningi, what, listening to this and that. I feel like that's when I started too. And I wasn't really being intentional about it. I'll just like take a nice picture and then post. But when I started my first year at uni, that's when my Instagram boomed. Like my social media presence boomed. Like, people started following me at uni and everything. That's when I started, okay, like, let me do this. But when I started, it was mainly for makeup, just pushing my work, and then later on I said, oh, I think I might have an interesting life, I would love to share a bit of it. And then I started, and then later on I got brands to work with. Then I realized it's actually a money-making move. People actually pay for this. So I was now more serious about it. What did this person ask? How's it being a mom? Being a mom is, guys, it's only been 2 months. I can't even say. Just Just last week's I thought I was handling it well, and last week I was drowning. It's like 1 minute you're okay, the other you're like, it's like. But the thing is, you don't focus on the downs, you focus on the ups. It's good. Come and join us. I don't know if my short is right, but well. Let's get to the other questions, shall we? Whew. Question number I don't know now. Hansa, how do you make and organize your beautiful clothes, especially as a mom? Thank you for the compliment. Okay, how do I do it? Okay, so this is me. Yeah, me is interesting, guys. Me, I visualize a lot. Me, I love myself a lot. So what I do is, I know tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I don't know when I'm gonna post, but like, I already see good. Tomorrow is Wednesday. This is what I'm gonna do. This is where I'm gonna meet. This is my day. Like, I plan my day in my head, and then I have a vision of a woman that will suit whatever I'm gonna do. Does that make sense? So I start visualizing, oh, maybe if I'm to wear jeans, I should wear them like this. And I also go on Pinterest for inspos. I keep scrolling. The more I scroll, the more I get an idea, and I start just thinking of whatever I have and then put it together. And to be honest, it's not even like a 1 + 1 is equals to 2. AJ is crying. I was saying, it's not like a 1 + 1 is equals to 2. It's like I change 5 outfits for me to just come up with one proper outfit. Sometimes it's even more than that. It's not easy putting things together. And another thing that I do is, whenever I'm scrolling on social media and I see something that I like, I just usually take a screenshot so that when I want to wear something similar, I know where to start from. If that makes sense. I hope I've answered you. Let's get to, I think that's the last question because I'm really tired now. And AJ is crying. I'm sure he needs his mom. His makeup line. His everything. So I think this is the last question that I'm gonna take. How you prayed for a husband? How you knew it was the one? Did you even pray about it? Fasted, and how you spiritually positioned yourself? Okay. Did I pray for a husband? At some point I did. Till I got a better revelation about it. To say, I don't really have to pray for a husband. It says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. So it's not my job to find. But what is it that I do? I prepare myself for the husband that God is going to give me. Like, for the husband I'm going to attract. How do I put it? These are the qualities that you want in a man. If you say you want a good communicator, are you a good communicator? If you say you want someone who's emotionally available, are you emotionally available? Like, for me, I dropped that I want to pray for a husband, and I started praying for the spirit of a wife in me. To say, what does God say about the Proverbs, that one woman? What is that? Am I that? And I started to say, God, renew me, work in me, give me the patience, give me what I need for the things that I want. So you then position yourself at a point whereby when your husband then finds you, you're already working towards being a good wife. Know that you are a girlfriend, and then also tanga, he found me as a wife. And that's why we dated for only 2 months. Yeah. Yes. We only dated for 2 months, and then boom. But yeah, I said, God, make me a wife. I didn't pray for a husband. The mistake. I didn't pray for a husband. I said, God, make me a wife so that the husband can find me. If that makes sense. I think I'll do another video on that. It's quite a lot, and I learned a lot about these things. You need to intentionally position yourself, not just going to dates looking nice for the men to see you, but your spirituality, your personality, who you are as a person. You need to be intentional about it, so that when they find you, they don't find an empty girl. They find a whole package. But yeah, I guess these are the questions I could take for now. I think I'll do another Q&A later. We still have a lot to do. And yeah, let me do the exit. And hopefully the questions were interesting, because I feel like people were asking me things that were really deep. Please do not excuse me, do not unsubscribe. I'm usually with the, I don't know, it's not boring. I'm usually with the funny questions, but today this is what we have on the plate, is it? So yeah, that was it. So it's a wrap. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you stay, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So much love from me to you. Catch you on the next video.